Face him!
Alright, big news just dropped from Mortal Kombat 11 in the form of Aftermath, a DLC expansion set to release on May 26th. Now if you've been keeping up with Mortal Kombat 11 news or developer updates for the game, you know that it's been confirmed that Mortal Kombat 11 will continue to be supported with content beyond the release of Kombat Pack 1. Which led many fans to assume that Mortal Kombat 11 was just getting Kombat Pack 2, maybe a couple new stages, new gear to obtain for the Kombat League, and that's it. However, it seems with the reveal of Aftermath, NetherRealm is bringing a lot more to the table, by not only providing 3 additional fighters to play as, which include Sheeva, Fujin, as well as special guest Robocop, but a brand new story expansion. The story of Aftermath takes place immediately after the events of Mortal Kombat 11 with the defeat of Kronika, and Fire God Liu Kang now in control of the Hourglass, looking to secure a better future for all, seeing that Liu Kang is now the new Keeper of Time and Protector of Earthrealm. However, in order to use the Hourglass effectively, Liu Kang needs Kronika's crown or else the entire universe is doomed. At least according to Shang Tsung, that is. Additionally, this unlikely alliance will take players on a journey centered around trust and deception, with players deciding who they can believe and who they must defeat when it comes to forging a new history within the world of Mortal Kombat. During the reveal trailer of Aftermath, we see all the DLC Mortal Kombat characters are going to be part of the story, from Shang Tsung to Nightwolf, Sheeva, Fujin, and even Sindel. So I'm sure we'll get an explanation about where some of these characters have been during the events of Mortal Kombat 11. With that being said, looking forward to seeing how this story expansion turns out. Rarely do we see any fighting games develop DLC for story mode, so hopefully NetherRealm's work on Aftermath's story is well worth experiencing. Moving on, let's talk about the 3 new additions to the Mortal Kombat 11 roster. Starting with Sheeva, first appeared in Mortal Kombat 3 and played a minor role in Mortal Kombat 11's story. She's been heavily suspected of being a DLC character for a potential Kombat Pack 2, thanks to leaks and fan speculation. Plus, her character model was already part of the game anyways, so it would make sense that NetherRealm would eventually make her a playable character. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Cyrax or Sector. Personally, I'm not that fond of Sheeva as a character, narratively or gameplay wise, and don't even get me started on her appearance in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now if you are looking forward to playing as Sheeva, here's what you could expect. As a Shokan, which is the same race as Goro, Sheeva possesses incredible strength, and is shown in previous games to have the ability to summon fireballs and utilize a teleport stomp, which I hear is really OP. A few of Sheeva's signature moves were shown off in the Aftermath trailer, which include Untamed Fury, where Sheeva is able to grab an opponent with her lower arms, hits them repeatedly in the face with her upper arms, then throws them across the stage. Her low grab, where she grabs a ducked opponent and slams them from behind her, and Furious Stomp, where Sheeva stomps on the ground hard, knocking her opponent back and causing additional damage, as well as is shown capable of using a shield as a weapon as seen during her fatal blow. Next we have Fujin, aka the God of Wind, aka the Last Airbender. Fujin made his debut in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero as a boss, although it was never revealed as Fujin by name. And it wasn't until the release of Mortal Kombat 4 where Fujin was officially developed as a playable character. Fujin also made a brief appearance in Mortal Kombat X's story mode, aiding Raiden in defending Earthrealm from Shinnok, but was never seen or mentioned again in Mortal Kombat 11, that is until now. Not going to lie, Fujin looks like a lot of fun to play as based off the brief moments of gameplay, with some fans even comparing Fujin to Kenshi as Fujin uses a sword to complement his wind abilities. Like with Sheeva, the Aftermath trailer shows off a few of Fujin's signature moves from previous games, which include Gusting Cyclone, where Fujin spins like a tornado, pulling his opponents in and throwing them out to the other side. Air Funnel, which has Fujin use a gust of wind to lift his opponent in the air and then slam them on the ground. And lastly, Tornado Wind, which has Fujin launch a small tornado at an opponent, causing them to spin around wildly, potentially setting up for an additional combo. Alright, now let's get into the biggest surprise from the Aftermath trailer, with the reveal of Robocop.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Ripped straight from the original 1987 film, Robocop is looking amazing in Mortal Kombat 11. Now this isn't the most left field choice for NetherRealm to add in Robocop as DLC, because if you've seen the first 2 Robocop films, you know it can get pretty gruesome. Unfortunately, we didn't see any gameplay of Robocop in action during this trailer, but several screenshots were revealed to give us a taste of what to expect, so aside from potentially being able to use Robocop's Auto 9 pistol, players will also have the option to use a shield, flamethrower, and his trusty data spike. Hopefully we'll get a gameplay trailer of Robocop soon, and ends up being a more competitive fighter compared to his cybernetic assassin rival. Cause I gotta admit, the Terminator is my least favorite DLC character out of Fighter Pack 1, and I don't want Robocop to turn out the same way where he's all gimmicks and no substance. However, I am looking forward to seeing what NetherRealm comes up with in terms of Robocop's gear, Fatal Blow, and fatalities. New stages will also be dropping as part of the Aftermath expansion, which include Kronika's Keep, Soul Chamber, and Deadpool, which were from Mortal Kombat 3, as well as Retrocade. In addition, some stages will even have stage fatalities. On top of that, NetherRealm will be bringing back friendships, which are basically the ultimate troll move of killing your opponents with kindness. I assume every character on the roster will have their own friendship to pull off, but we'll just have to wait and see. And to wrap things up, let's talk about the price. There are 3 ways to purchase the Aftermath expansion. For those who haven't bought Mortal Kombat 11 at all, your best option is to buy the Aftermath collection for $60 US. For those who have bought the base game Mortal Kombat 11 but still haven't paid any DLC and are looking to expand your roster, there's the Aftermath Plus Combat Pack bundle for $50 US. And lastly, if you already own the base game and Combat Pack 1, then the Aftermath expansion by itself is $40 US. So honestly, if you don't own Mortal Kombat 11 already, the Aftermath collection is probably the best deal out of the 3. Not to mention, if you pre-order any version of Aftermath, you'll get the Eternal Clash skin pack, which comes with new gear for Scorpion based off his MK9 appearance, Sub-Zero based off his design from Mortal Kombat Deception, and Frost based off her debut in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. So let me just think in the comments down below about the reveal of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Are you interested in the story expansion? And what are your thoughts on Robocop as a guest fighter? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on Mortal Kombat and other games in general. I'm DMLX. I'll see you in the future.